All right, so hi everyone. So welcome to the section number 4 of the series 4 section sharing revenue management for hotel. So today we will talk about on related, like the rest related to revenue management. So those key points that I think that you should know. So then I will share these sections, and then I would love to hear or to have any question from you guys from the real problems that you are having now, for example, at your properties at the moment, and you want to ask for an advice or consultancy. So I would welcome. All right. So first, what we discussed for today is about total revenue management and profit management. So in the world now, like in developed countries like in US and Europe, the role of revenue management now is much higher than before. People is talking more, you know, the industry is talking more about total revenue management and profit management, not really in room revenue management. All right. So today we will I will raise your awareness, and you need to know like revenue management not only apply for the rooms but also can apply for the others, F&B, restaurant, F&B, spa, convention service, convention space, golf revenue, and ancillary services, and also in transportation. All right, but it's related to hospitality, to the hotel. So those like restaurant revenue management is very common use. Spa also. So the difference, so the principle of revenue management is actually the same. You can use the same techniques, all right? The same tactics in revenue management, or the strategy is actually the same. But for the measurement, let's say the KPI that we measure the performance in revenue management, hotel revenue management, we measure like occupancy, room zone, ADR, RevPAR revenue, room revenue, for example. All right, so these are the KPIs that you need to measure frequently. All right, so to try to optimize those KPIs so that you can increase your revenue. But for restaurant, for example, we're talking about another KPIs like covers, like arrivals, average check, right? Sales. So these are the common KPIs used in the restaurant. So for example, in spa, we're talking about the treatment, like in restaurant, we have the RevPAR, revenue, seat hour, available seat hour. In spa, we have another KPIs. Right. So this, it just, you need to, for this section, I will not like go in detail for those, you know, how to do the revenue management for spa or convention, for golf. This one you just raise awareness for you, and you can search on Google, on the internet. I believe that you will find a lot of information about this one. You can get the knowledge. All right. So why we need to talk about total revenue management and the profit management? Because now the revenue management, if you just focus on the top line, I mean the revenue part. All right, the revenue part is the top line. The bottom line is about profit, right? Now people are talking about profit, I mean the bottom line, because they want revenue management taking care of the, that means try to reduce the cost of distribution also, right? Try to find a channel that you can sell with a, the minimal cost, all right? So that at least you can optimize profit, okay? But if now, for example, right now, if you just focus on your KPI, you just focus on the revenue part, then you just find any channel that you just sell, and you don't look at the cost, the distribution cost. Then at the end, your return revenue after deduct all the cost, promotion, and everything, maybe your profit is less. All right. So that's why now the role of revenue management need to engage with the profit management also. Let pick up the right channel, all right, to have the most profitable incomes. This is the concept of profit management and total revenue management. And in total revenue management, usually like room division, F&B, spa, it actually is working separate, but it's a revenue center. So that's a revenue center. So you just try to maximize each revenue center so that the total revenue of the hotel will increase. All right. So it's just the techniques that you apply for each revenue center. All right. And the next one is also very important, is about upselling and cross-selling. Why I tell you this? Because this also a very good strategy and techniques that revenue management can use to optimize the revenue for the hotel. So this is why I want to bring it up for you to get awareness. So upselling is cross-selling is the two strategic techniques that can increase your revenue, all right? So upselling, that you attempt to sell something, all right, more expensive products. Upgrade, like you sell superior room, the entry room already to the guests, and now you try to upgrade them into the next room categories. Yeah, or you can sell an add-on, okay, on that to generate more revenue. So cross-sell, that means you try to sell something else. Let's say after you sell the rooms, then you try to upsell the airport pickup, you upsell the spa, you upsell the F&B promotion. All right, so that we call cross-sell. All right, so why this is so important? Because most of the hotel currently are not really attention on this one, because to them, like reservation team and the front office team, it just, you know, the team of service the guests. They don't see the reservation team and the FO team is a sales force. All right. So if you can train, okay, these two departments become your sales force, I believe that there will be a huge increase in your revenue. Let's imagine. So like reservation, right? Reservation is the first department that your guests will call to make the booking. All right, so reservation is like the first contact, and that's why the guests always have the first impression with reservation, whether it's good or not good. If reservation handle the call, handle the bookings very well, then that will get, okay, will create a good first impression for the guests. But if they don't know how to handle the call properly, then the guests may disappoint about your hotel reputation. All right, so that's why we need to have a upselling and cross-selling program that train to the reservation and the FO, the front office, because many hotel also after reservation office close, so the FO is taking care of the reservation. So they both need to be trained for the upselling and cross-selling. So this is one of the technique. I just give you an example. When we do the upselling, all right, this is one of the table, the template that we need to prepare for to train our team. Let's say you have 5 room categories here: superior, deluxe, grand deluxe, junior suite, executive suite. All right, you have 5 room category, and then you have the rate, you have the room size, the view, amenities, benefits, right? Then you need to make a supplement to next categories, or supplement from the superior. That means the entry rooms. So let's say when the guest call to the reservation team, so they pick up the phone and then they try to use a selling technique like bottom up. All right, so they will quote to the guest the superior room $100 with the room size 40 square meters and with the garden view, and then amenities, everything. After they present the features and the benefit of the rooms, then they ask the guest whether, okay, would you like to make the booking now? All right, if the guest, okay, go to have the booking, then they need to put an effort to upsell to the deluxe. All right, so if they want to upsell from the superior to the deluxe, all right, they just tell the guest, hi sir, we have actually a deluxe room which is higher in a higher level, and with the room size 50 square meter, and you just need to pay for extra $15. All right, just need $15 extra, you will get the ocean view. All right, much beautiful, much more beautiful, and the room is much bigger. All right, you have more space for the kids, and you have a wonderful view to relax. All right, so this is the way that the team need to try to upsell to the guests, okay, so that they convince them with the deluxe room. All right, so this technique we call upselling. All right, so, and this is a template, one of the template I just want to show you so you understand how the upsell will work. And the benefit of the upselling and cross-selling, you need to train the reservation team and the front office team. The first one is about, you know, upselling and cross-selling is about bring more choice and more better services to the guests, you know, that they deserve to have it. All right, so that's the first thing they need to think about. So we not upsell because of money, okay? It's not the money at the beginning, but it's about the guests. Okay, if you give them more choices, you give them better services for them, so that you help them to have a better experience with your hotel. Okay, they can enjoy your trip, right? Then the second thing, all right, the second thing is about maximize revenue and profit for the hotel. And the third one, if they put an effort to do the upselling and the cross-selling, so they can earn some incentive and recognitions. All right, so these are the benefits for the hotel, for the guests, for the hotel, and for the staff. All right, so this is 3 main points for the upselling and cross-selling benefits. All right, so you guys have any question on this upselling and cross-selling and the total revenue management? Before I move next to the next step.
It's okay, yeah.
All right, you clear, right?
Yes, clear.
Right, so the next one, we'll go through with you those tasks that revenue managers is doing on the daily basis, all right? On the daily basis. Because many people are asking me, so what is actually the daily task of revenue manager? So these are the tasks that they are doing, you know, for the like successful revenue managers they will do. First, every morning we need to review the reservation. So we look back yesterday, whether we have good bookings, any new bookings coming. So how many room nights we pick up, how many bookings we pick up more, how many revenue we pick up more. So this one is actually, the number is in the daily pickup report, all right? But you need to go through the reservation list to see whether any bookings make, all right, and use the raise, the pricing is not correct, or the segment is not correct. So that you need to spot check and identify those errors so that you can talk to the reservation team to correct it. All right. Second is about pace analysis. So when look at the daily pickup report, okay, and we try to find out whether we are on pace, we are off pace, or we are above the pace. And the director of sales and marketing and the GM of the hotel always ask revenue manager, hey, we are on pace or off pace to achieve the budget. All right, so that means we need to monitor these ones to target to achieve the budget. All right, at the end of the month, the budget is very important. That's the key one to for revenue to thrive. So if the hotel is on pace, okay, to achieve the budget, then it's good. Okay, on pace, that means we are on the right track to achieve the budget. But if we are off pace, then revenue have to take action immediately. Okay, get a talk to the sales team, talk to e-commerce, talk to reservation, have the meeting, right, to alert them, okay, we are behind the pace. All right, we need to take some action so that we can increase our bookings, okay, to make sure that we achieve the budget. All right, so that's we call pace analysis. Third, a competitive review. Okay, we look at the race shopping. Okay, the race shopping tool to see how our race is how is the competitors' race moving, whether they change something, any day they change the rate or not, right? So this is the activity that revenue should take in every morning, so that, you know, we can adjust the rates to make sure that we have a competitive, all right, with the competitor. Four, we'll look at the inventory. Look at whether the inventory, the room inventory for the next 30 days, 60 days, whether we are having any days that going to high demand. For those high demand period, whether we are the on the book is good or not. If the occupancy is high, then immediately we need to use the technique of book minimum length of stay to maximize the booking long stay, or we need to adjust the rates immediately. All right, so that's we call inventory control. And also look at the inventory of the arrival day. All right, so the arrival day, if you still have a lot of room to fill, then need to run promotion or tactics promotion or something on OTA to maximize the sale opportunity so we can fill up the occupancy for the hotel. All right, so that inventory control. Then next will be pricing analysis. All right, let's look at the price, the ADR. Okay, and the ADR of the segment, our pricing compared with the competitors. All right, then review the channel, whether we pick up good from a different channel, how is the channel pick up, whether OTA pick up good or corporate B2B channel like corporate TA, TO. All right. So that's the other the thing that we have to look at. Market segment review, web analytics. So usually we have the Google Analytics behind the website. We need to have a look at to see whether any the traffic, I mean the guests come to our website is good, the traffic is good or not good. Do they take action on the bookings? Do they make the booking with us? So these are the one very important to monitor. All right, same day inventory check, and then daily reports. We need to do daily reports. The statistic report that I told you before in the section of statistic in analysis, right? And for those hotel, if revenue, if the hotel have revenue management system, then that support a lot for the revenue. So they don't need to do the manual reports. All right, because most of the time the revenue management system will auto collect the data and put in the actionable reports for the revenue. Just have a look, read the report, and think about the figure number to see, and then whether is that what we should do next. I mean, what we should take action. All right, so to improve our business or to achieve our business, our budget. All right, but if the hotel don't have the revenue management system, then the revenue manager have to do by Excel, and of course it's take time. You need to, if you are a good revenue manager, then you try to use a template and you try to automate the process of doing the reports. Okay, you can use like VBA or something or macro so that you can automate the process of doing the reports. So the effort will be less if you know how to do the advanced Excel skills, okay, to do the reports. Otherwise, you quite struggling with doing the report because many reports you have to do. All right, and this is a weekly task, monthly task, okay, and annual task. So weekly task, revenue will have a very important meeting. There's 2 important meetings every week. The RevMax, we call the RevMax, revenue maximization meeting, or revenue and yield meeting, depends on the hotel they call the name. Okay, but the purpose of that meeting is to review the business of the hotel to see whether the pickup is good, whether the on the book is actually on pace to achieve the budget or not. All right, then any action that revenue and the other departments need to take action so that we can driving the business to maximize the revenue for the hotel. Okay, so the main purpose of the yield meeting is that. Okay, then another group meeting review. So this one, there's some hotel they combine 2 meetings for one time only, but there's some hotel they separate 2 meetings. All right, so it still depends on you whether you can arrange your time. All right, so group meeting, you need the revenue manager will go with a and review on the group status together with the sales team. Okay, we have a look to see whether the prospect group is how is the status, the possibility, the probability to win that group, how many %. Okay, something like that. So we need to preview on whether to make sure that, okay, based on this review, also helping revenue management can do the forecast for the group. Okay, to see whether any group that we have high possibility to win or any group that we don't have the chance to win it. All right, so this is the activity for the meetings. The monthly task, revenue had to do the monthly reports, summary on the KPI, on the achievement of the month compared to the budget, compared to the forecast, okay? And any like special events that need to be highlighted, right? And then at the end of the month, revenue have to do the forecast for the next month. I mean, the next 60 days or next 90 days, depending on each hotel. The forecast is actually every month. You think this way. Every month, like end of the month. So usually you will do the report for the next month, and the next month, that forecast is actually there's a final forecast, and based on that forecast, the executive members, I mean the top management, will measure the performance of the revenue manager. All right, so revenue manager have to forecast for the next 30 days, need to be correct, to be have accuracy from 95% to 105%. Okay, to make sure that our budget for the to reach the budget for the next month. All right, so at least the forecast for the next 30 days, it always have to be high accuracy. For more, that means for another 60 day or 90 day, maybe you can adjust later, okay, before you final your forecast for the next month. So for example, like this month, right, you do for next month and the following months, that means 2 months ahead, right? But the KPI that to evaluate, okay, the performance of the revenue managers is actually the forecast for next month. You need to make sure that the next month is correct. All right. Then by next month, okay, by end of next month, okay, you are going to do the forecast for the next month, and then that one will be the final forecast for the next month. All right. So that's the rule. Then yearly tasks need to do the budget, and then the forecast for the next year, and then renew the pricing policy, the pricing for the next year. So these are the key important tasks of revenue manager. So beside, okay, these main tasks, of course, there's another task that may be called unnamed task. All right, maybe if we have like any problem in terms of business, so the GM called a meeting, the owner called a meeting, the director of sales and marketing called a meeting, so revenue have to come and join. All right, so there's many other things that maybe is not in the list, like the daily task. All right, so maybe it's come when the business have any problem. All right, so that's the task of the revenue manager. All right, so any question about this? All right, guys, you have any question about this, or I move next? Okay.
No questions so far, okay.
All right, got it. And next. All right, so I want to show you this chart, okay? I did this chart before, and I share it to the LinkedIn, and a lot of people actually appreciate it. And because of the simplification of the revenue management that I try to put in one chart like this, I try to make it bigger for you, so you can easier to have a look. All right, so you can see from the left-hand side, I call this one in overview of revenue management. Okay, on the left-hand side, you will see the definition of revenue management. All right, and then if we talk about the products, the right products, then the next column you will see on the products of the hotel. I put it here. okay, for you to imagine what's the products of the hotel. Then if we talk about the right customer, then we talk about segmentation. All right. So segmentation, and then we have B2B customer, we have B2C customer. We talk about right price, then we have the pricing structure, right? Pricing structure. We talk about right time, then it's talk about the seasonality in the hotel, day of week, month of year, peak season, shoulder, low season, hot, warm, and cold periods. The right channel, we talk about distribution, all right, to direct to the hotel, okay, to the website, OTA, something like that, okay. So that's the second column. For the next one, this is the condition to apply the revenue management. Then if you want to do the forecasting, you see the fourth column over here, the yellow one, I put the forecasting demand. So you need to do all the statistic, okay? You need to understand the market intelligence, okay, on the information about the market you need to know. And then talking about the distribution channel, you try to minimize the commission, right? So that you can, optimize the profit for the hotel. Okay, the next column we talk about departments, okay, that revenue management working with, like sales and marketing, reservation, room division, F&B, finance, accounting, right? And then here we have the forecasting demand is I highlighted in yellow because it's important, all right? And then move next here. We got the revenue management strategy, and we on lead to total revenue management. All right, total revenue management. Then we have revenue management strategy that you need to remember. We have revenue management tactics and techniques. All right, we have here revenue management process. We have revenue management goals. So these are the keywords for you to remember. Okay, easier for you to remember. And then I just put in the revenue management in the COVID time crisis. Okay, so like cutting costs, tactic of sales and marketing, also operation tactics, issue that we have to face, a strategy that works, and then strategy that we need to avoid. Okay, so these are the key points. Okay, that I put it in one chart for you later. If you need this one, just send me an email. I can send you the chart and the link for you to download. All right. I publish this one in my LinkedIn profile. Okay. If you also go there and find it. Okay. It's in the publication. All right. So the reason I'm doing this one is to help you to have the overview what revenue management is about, and you remember those key points. So that help you to do the job of revenue management. All right. So that's the chart. Then we talk about the revenue management process. In order, anytime you want to implement a revenue management strategy at your hotel, you need to remember this process. All right. The first one, we talk about establish the baseline. All right, that means you need to have some background, some base to like the statistic you have on the reports, okay, on the data, okay, for you to base on that. So you can do the analysis to understand the causes, okay. After you understand the causes, then you develop this strategy, okay, to fix the problem. And after that, you implement. After we agree on the top management agree on the strategy, and we go ahead to implement it. We change, all right, so that we can optimize the revenue for the hotel. And then after you implement, make sure that you monitor the impact, okay, to see whether our strategy we have a good impact, have any good results, or it just normal, is nothing changed. All right. So from that, you can learn from experience and to prepare for the next strategy. All right. So this is the process on the revenue management process. I also got this one is like a cycle. I name it a revenue management cycle. So that, you know, you see here, this is the cycle that revenue management need to remember to apply the revenue management. And so this is the step. All right, statistic over here, and then analysis, forecast. Okay, after you understand everything, then you forecast the demand, and then you set the strategy depends on the forecast, right? Then you implement it, monitor progress, and then try to adjust. If it's not appropriate, then try to adjust it to make sure that you achieve the result. Now, when after that you will do the evaluation, the result, so that you learn from experience and continue with statistic, everything. So with this evaluation, you got all the data, okay? And then start, you know, statistics again. So those data, we actually helping us to do the comparison for the next revenue management strategy that we want to apply for the hotel. All right, and the wrap up for this section and for on the sharing until from the first class until now. So I try to wrap it up in one slide so you remember this one. And you know, when you want to start applying the revenue management in your properties, so remember this step, right? So the first thing we talk about, develop and promote a revenue management culture at your hotel. So this one is very important at the beginning because as I told in the first class, the effort, okay, to achieve a successful revenue management in a hotel, that's an effort of teamwork, all right, is not the revenue manager. So that's why the top management, from the top management to revenue managers to the department heads and to the team, all the members have to understand on the revenue management culture, the strategy and the target, the goals that revenue management need to achieve. All right, so that's very important. Second one is about statistic and analysis. All right. So if now your hotel not doing this job, this task on a daily basis, so start doing that. All right. We do on a statistic reports, do analysis, and we need to understand the insights of the business and of the customer, so that you know you can have a good strategy for your hotel. And then market intelligence, forecasting the demand, then develop a broad revenue strategy for your hotel. The strategy can be like you want to promote you want to drive the occupancy, then we call occupancy driven strategy. Or if you want to drive the RevPAR, it's a RevPAR driven. If you want to drive the ADR, so we call ADR driven. Okay, so these are the strategy. All right, and then there's some strategy is applied for short term. There's some strategy you apply for the long term. All right, to make sure that we have the revenue management is very sustainable. Okay, to grow your business. Then after you develop the strategy, then implement it. Okay, monitor and evaluation it. Then adjust to adapt with the changes. Because on the plan, on of your strategy, maybe at the beginning, you base on the analysis, on the data, on the facts. And then when it implement into the practice, they always have something that not really follow your plan. So it's very important that you identify those problems along the way, and you adjust the strategy to adapt to the changes. All right. And then you improve and keep innovative. Revenue management can say need to change, need to think very innovative, and keep changing on the way we are doing the business. Otherwise we may lose the competition with just the old way of doing business. And nowadays, especially the competition now in the market is very tough, especially for COVID time and after COVID time. We are talking about a very tough competition in terms of pricing, in terms of the customer oriented, how you can get the customer during this period when the demand is very low, why they need to stay, why they come to your hotel, okay, your competitors. Yeah, so this one is you need to keep innovation, right? So that to get your advantages, to have your advantages to win the business. All right. So these are the section that I think about the revenue management knowledge that I think that important to you, so that I share with you. So until now, let's say from the first class until now, you have any questions, and we come to the Q&A section before we are closing the section for today. Any question, ladies, gentlemen?
Hi, Mr. Tao.
Yeah.
It's me, Elena. Actually, I missed your 2 days slot because of the last minute meeting. Our site is now we have to prepare for the hotel opening. So actually, I missed the last 2 days, such a waste. I just want to ask you, your opinion, since I think your experience in revenue management, I would say that is very good. I can see that you know the whole detail of it. I just want to ask your opinion. How do you see the difference between the basic revenue management and advanced revenue management? Is there any different things that or the concept between revenue management and advanced revenue management?
Okay. Thank you for the question. That's a good one. So when you start, doing the revenue management job, right? You have to go through like analysts, then you go to assistant revenue managers. When you come to revenue managers, and then you go to director revenue management, or maybe higher position in revenue management. So for those movement in your career, of course, there will be the role of your role will actually increase, right? You can see the difference already. And in this question, you're asking about the basic one and the advanced one. Usually, advanced one we talk about more in strategy, when in the art of revenue management is more innovative. It's more like how you can using those technologies in the market so that you can optimize the hotel business. And then you're talking about you optimize on the revenue of the hotel. Is not only for room. You're talking about the leadership in revenue management. All right. So these are the things that very different from those who are working at the revenue managers or maybe lower. So usually at that position, you are not really got the knowledge and the experience to talk about leadership and revenue management. Okay, how you can lead the whole team of your team and the whole hotel team, not only for your team anymore. Yeah, so these are the things I call advanced revenue management. And of course, together with that, if you learn the course of Cornell University, they also have advanced revenue management, and I also learn it. Of course, they have something like the calculation in a science, scientist one, with a very, let's say they can calculate the probability, how you can win the, how you can have the ratio of overbooking, for example, with a very exactly formula of calculation, so that you will know, like the system, like revenue management system, right? They work with a very advanced calculation, so that, you know, they can come up with a suggestion for you, whether what race you should take, what booking you should take. All right, so for those one, you will learn in the advanced revenue management. All right, so that's my answer.
Okay. I have one more question. You see, actually, the introduction of revenue management is basically come from yield management.
Yeah.
Right. So if we go through, if we read book, and even if we go through online reading, right? Actually, revenue management, most of the time is talk about hotel room, how hotel price the room. Okay, but I think some hotel also, they try to use this revenue management, right, for the food service industry, for their food product, you know.
Yeah,
the,
yeah. F&B restaurant.
Yeah. So I just want to ask your opinion, Mr. Tao, because I mean, based on my experience, right, I can see there's actually is the revenue practice for the food service industry, right? In my own opinion, I feel it's not as complicated as hotel room.
Yes.
And I also feel that actually for some of the revenue management model, right, is actually not suitable for food service industry also. But I'm not sure whether my perception is correct or wrong. I just want to ask how you think about it.
Okay. For restaurant revenue management, of course, is less complicated than the hotel, for sure. All right, that's the first point. It is more simple.
Yes.
Second, we're talking about yield management and revenue management. All right, let's do some. Let's try to distinguish something over here between this term, revenue management and yield management. So yield management is if we go back to the history to check like the Wikipedia or something, then you will find yield management is talked about more in the airline industry. Okay, very first applied in airline industry, and it's quite simple. That the strategy of yield management, they try to optimize the pricing strategy. Okay, so that they can maximize the revenue. Okay, so talking more about pricing strategy. But in revenue management, later than that, the hotel industry, they apply it, and the Marriott is the first one to apply revenue management. So they actually got the heritage from yield management, but of course they apply more techniques and tactics into revenue management to make it like suitable to hotel industry. And revenue management, we're talking more about not only pricing, right? We're talking about total revenue. We're talking about how we can optimize the guest experience also. It's not only for pricing. We're talking about how to reduce the cost, okay, to optimize the profit. So that many angles that we need to take in care, not only the pricing strategy. Pricing strategy is just one of the part of revenue management. So this is something that I can distinguish for you to see the difference between yield management and revenue management. All right?
Yes, yes.
And then you are right to say that in F&B, the revenue management can apply. In restaurant, it can apply. And I actually share one of the class that also share about revenue management for the Vietnamese over here. And of course, the techniques we use in revenue management, restaurant revenue management is different. The KPI is different. The technique is different. Because in restaurant, we're talking about how you can optimize the revenue by, a service cycle. We optimize the revenue for table mix. Okay, we optimize revenue.
Sorry, you say what? Service cycle.
Service cycle. That means service cycle. That means when the guests, enter your restaurant, right? They have a seat, okay, and then until they leave the restaurant.
Oh,
right? So that's the time in between when they arrive in the restaurant. They sit in they have a seat until they leave the restaurant to complete the dinner. Okay.
Revenue per seat hour, is it rev pass? Are you talking about?
Yeah, rev pass is like rev par. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Rev par is revenue per available room. Rev pass, they measure revenue per available seat hours.
Yes.
Okay, so you optimize the revenue by service cycle. You optimize revenue by table mix. Table mix, that means whether you understand your guests will come with a party mix, like they come with a lawn, they come with one person or two person or three person, or they go with a group of 4 or 6 person, something like that. And then you need to arrange your table, okay, your table mix according to the party mix so that you can optimize the seat. All right. Otherwise, maybe the guests come with only one person, but you put them in the table with four seats, right? Then the other 3 seats you cannot optimize. Yeah. So that wise, for that one, you need to calculate the table occupancy, the seat occupancy, right? To make sure that, okay, we optimize the seat. That's why the red part is actually talking about the seat occupancy, not the table.
Yes.
Red part is revenue available per seat hour, all right? Okay, we optimize the revenue by pricing also. But pricing in F&B is less complicated than pricing in hotel. Okay, and we're talking about optimize revenue by menu engineering. Menu engineering is a
menu mix engineering, correct?
Menu engineering is a technique that you use to analyze the item on the menu. Whether the practice is they divide the menus, the item on the menus in a different group. They call like the hot one. Maybe the item is hot or not, or the item is it's a question mark, like whether it's good or not good, based on the contribution.
Yes.
Yeah. So but it is more simple, I think, but need to be practiced, right? You need to apply, you practice, you measure, and then you learn from experience, you adjust, yeah, and continue doing that every day. So the staff need to be trained, like they need to train, like when the guests arrive, they need to know how to seat the guest also. Like if they come for just one person, then you cannot put them in the table of four seats, yeah? Something like that. So then the staff, so that a very revenue management in the restaurant is a very disciplined activities that the staff need to be trained to execute it, so that you can optimize the seat occupancy, table occupancy. So from that you can, having more revenue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your comment. I think
welcome.
I agree with you, yes, because when we talk about revenue between room and food and beverage with our team, especially like with the GM side, right? They always have a perception that it is same, but I mean,
it's not,
when we
same. The same here can say the same principle of revenue management. Yeah, same principle. That means you can use the strategy
principle, but I still feel the practice is still, it's not as complicated as room. I still feel it in such a way, basically.
Yeah. Then you can find. I think the restaurant revenue management is they actually can find the materials on internet. I think there's a lot of materials there you can read, you can learn, and because you have the hotel now, and I think you just get to practice it at your hotel from a very basic one. All right, so at least you know you learn from it.
Thank you, Mr. Tao.
All right, anybody else want to ask a question? All right, it seems everyone is clear. There's no more question. All right, so if there's no,
Hello.
yes, Miss Nguyen.
I do have a question regarding the career path in revenue management hotel.
Yeah.
You mentioned that the entry position is in revenue analysis. I would like to know if there is any any requirement regarding reservation before we can actually start with this position. Like, yeah, is there any requirement that we have to start with our reservation before we can come into revenue management? Yeah.
Okay, so if you are working now in reservation in front office, all right, or maybe in finance, okay, so potentially you can be a revenue manager. The first position in revenue management is revenue analyst, because you need to work well with the reports, the data. You need to understand the report, how to read the report to understand the business, and do some analysis. All right, so that's very basic thing in revenue management you need to do before you can do something more. So if you are a revenue manager, so usually you beside the report, beside reading the data, prepare the report, then analyze the report, then you need to know about, you know, strategy. Okay, we're talking about strategy. Then strategy is about, you know, you need to have more knowledge about the market, about the customer, all right, about competitors. Is more actually a widened thing that you talk about. So if you have a chance, for example, you are now in reservation, you want to let's say you are a reservation manager or something. If you are at the reservation manager, potentially you can go with assistant revenue manager. All right, and that's one you need to learn. You need to learn, you know, what is about revenue management strategy, talking about understand the customer, the business point of view, doing the budget, the forecast, set the strategy, pricing strategy to sell, okay, manage the OTA. So if you see that you can manage all of that, then you can be a revenue manager or assistant revenue manager. But if you are not ready for that, so let's start with a very beginning of the position is revenue analyst. So you have a chance to learn, okay, to learn. To me, is my advice like that. If it's not about the title, it's how you learn about it and you have a capability to handle the job. All right, so that's my answer.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right, Ms. Smith. Okay. Anybody else want to ask about revenue? So I think revenue now, if you go through on 4 classes, you will see like it's not really complicated. Okay, it's a very clear job, and it just, you know, you have a chance, okay, to experience it, to start working with that, and then from day by day, month by month, year by years, you grow. And the thing is, we need to have the environment to apply the revenue management practice, right? If we just read the book, look at the book, and then, just learn the theory. So you don't have any place for you to apply revenue management, then it's a waste. All right. So knowledge is good. Like if I have many webinar or sharing with the sales team, for example, but when I talk to the sales team, so I don't talk about, more in detail in revenue management. I talk in a different way. So that, because the sales team, they don't need to know in detail in revenue management for what. They just need to know how the revenue management can give the benefit for them. All right. In terms of the mindset, if the sale with the revenue management mindset, they can be a very good salesperson. So you just imagine, right? Why the sales managers in like big brand like Intercon, Park Hyatt, Hilton, Marriott, the sales managers is different than the sales managers in the local brand with like very local one. They actually the skill, the same position, but their skill is much different. And because they are well trained, okay, they are well trained and they got the knowledge how to, optimize the sale opportunity, and they sell the right things to the right customer. That's a very basic one of the sale. So sale is more related with revenue management, actually, not like against each other, right? So that's why if I come and talk to the sales team, we have a very good discussion about, they need to understand the strategy that revenue management apply in the hotel. Okay, behind the strategy, we're talking about, for example, the big conflict. We did do the webinar before with between the sales team and the revenue team. So debate each other. Okay, we did it before with Vietnam Hospitality Hub. So people are actually challenging each other a lot. But at the end, the revenue point of view, they actually on the side of the hotel and try to optimize the revenue for the whole hotel, not only for corporate, not only for OTA, or not only for leisure. So if the sales team understand about that, all right, so they understand the pricing strategy, why we need to sell higher, why we need to sell lower, something like that, then it's just about communication between sales and revenue, so that we can both together work well together and help the hotel to do good business. Yeah, so that's my sharing about sales and revenue management.
Hi, Middleton, can I have a question?
Yes, please.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, and hear very well.
First of all, thank you very much for the sharing this day. Honestly, it's helped me a lot. But I said before, in the future, maybe when the inbound market come back, I would like to, open a hotel. A small hotel, like a boutique hotel or 3-star hotel, and we would like to rent another hotel and open like a chain in Vietnam. And we have a team, and I also trying to learn some knowledge in real estate because it's related a lot. So my question is, do you have any advice for me if regarding the revenue knowledge, if when I open a hotel, and should I have to do anything? Do you have any document or any training online? I would like to buy and to have a basic knowledge so that I can lead my team to when I open a hotel. Okay. Could you give me any advice, please?
It's quite noisy over there, Thomas. I don't know.
Yes. You cannot hear me, right?
Yeah, it's quite noisy. I'm not sure where's the noise coming.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's better now. So you just repeat again for me the last part. What you want to help?
Yeah, and in the future, I would like to open a hotel like a chain in Vietnam
Okay.
around. Yeah, okay, you understand. And
Yep.
do you have any advice for me if I would like to know more about the information about the knowledge, and I would like to learn in the, I mean some basic knowledge in revenue, so that in the future I can lead my team when we build more and more hotel, you know.
Okay.
And so could you give me any advice if I start to learn and apply in the future? It help me to lead my team in
So what?
revenue.
Okay.
Yeah.
What your role now? What you are doing now?
I'm a sales person.
You're a salesperson.
Yeah.
All right. And of course, I have set a different solution for you. It still depends how you want. Let's say if you are quite new in this revenue management and you are not sure how to implement a revenue management in together with your team at your hotel. All right. So I can help you to do that part. All right. We need to just discuss what is your requirement, what you need to implement, and what you expect from me to execute at your hotel, for example. Then from that we can work it out. Okay, in detail one.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
We can always tailor the solution for different clients that whether they want like just training or they just want a coaching. For example, some people also come and talk to me. So can you coach me to become a revenue manager? I still can do. And in the last in the past time, I actually did many cases together with the student. They just graduated from the university and they want to develop their career path in revenue management, and I also help them to get along with the job. You know, that's a very comprehensive you know coaching part. I need to do it for 2 or 3 months so that at least they can have the overview and also know exactly what they need to do with the daily tasks, you know, to complete the daily task. So from that, it can learn after 2-3 months, they can be a revenue analyst. If you are the leader and sales leader in or the top management, of course, we need to design a different one for you, not like in detail, right? Because if you are a leader, you are in a very high position. So you don't need to do the detail one, but you need to know how to drive your team, how to organize, how to deliver the task, something like that. Yeah. All right, Thomas. Anybody else? Okay. All right, guys. So if no further question, then I think we just wrap it up here. And thank you very much for your time to join the class. And I do hope that you you learn something, and that will help you something to gain more knowledge and to apply revenue management in your properties or in your business. And of course, it's not finished here. We still get a contact. We still have the connection. If you need any assistance from me, so just feel free to contact me. All right. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye now.
Thank you, Tuan. Thank you. Take care, everyone.
Take care.
Thank you.